People were going to provide their own pictures, their own information, and people had the ability to invite or not invite their friends to join. See, in a world where social structure was everything, that was the thing.
Andrew Garfield playing Eduardo Saverin, one of the real-life co-founders of Facebook, in the 2010 movie The Social Network. That performance got Hollywood's attention, and 2 years later, Garfield made the leap from supporting player to big-budget leading man when he was cast as the Amazing Spider-Man. Together, that movie and its sequel made nearly $1.5 billion at the box office and made Garfield a star around the world. He earned his first Oscar nomination last year for the World War II drama Hacksaw Ridge. But Garfield has a complicated relationship with fame. He's more comfortable on stage than he is as a global movie star. And that's where he is now, on Broadway, as the lead in the iconic play Angels in America. The show is nominated for a record 11 Tony Awards, including one for Garfield. Andrew and I got together for a Sunday sit-down on a day off from that grueling play. Andrew Garfield has played a superhero and a war hero. But in Prior Walter, he embodies a hero of a different kind and the role of a lifetime.
I feel like something terrifying is on its way.
Prior Walter, the character I'm playing in Angels in America, is one of the greatest characters in theater history. This play is it has everything. It has the whole human experience in it.
I have to imagine a Tony nomination and the response you've gotten has to be incredibly gratifying given what you all have put into the show.
Yes, definitely. You know, I think as artists we try to not care about those kinds of things. So it's very interesting when because it's a hit, I suppose. You know, it is one of those hits, one of those things that I've heard of, a hit. But when you're in it, all I can see is the stuff that we need to keep working on it.
The two-part play by American playwright Tony Kushner first opened on Broadway in 1993 during a pivotal time in the AIDS crisis. A decade later, it was adapted into an HBO miniseries.
An angel crashed through my bedroom ceiling.
Garfield plays the lead, a young gay man with AIDS navigating his life and future while wrestling with mortality and visions of heaven.
Responsibility of carrying the torch for a new generation of gay men and women who say, he's playing the lead role in this play that is iconic to us and that says a lot about who we are and where we come from. Mm-hmm. What does that feel like to you?
I feel that responsibility, and I'm happy to hold it, even though I feel the weight of it. It's not a light thing to me. I had a friend that came in for the 2-show day on Wednesday, and he said, there's lots of ghosts in this city for me, and they will probably all be coming into the theater with me. And I said, bring them, because that's what we're doing. We're healing. It's a beautiful, beautiful responsibility.
Tell me. Hey, yes, baby. It's lesion number 1.
Over its 2 parts, Angels in America runs 7.5 hours. A physical and emotional grind unlike any other on Broadway.
How do you even get out of that character?
So there has to be rituals and ways back into yourself. I think Humphrey Bogart used to go sailing. I mean, it's okay for him to like go, I'm just going to go sailing to refine myself. You know, for me, it's people. There are a few people that I can, you know, use as anchors back into who I am. I also do a little ritual every night where I'll write a letter, I'll sign out of the character and sign back into my... It's all about woo-woo. And
you do that every night?
I do, yeah. Even though I love being Prior and he's maybe the most remarkable person I'll ever play. And I like Andrew's all right. He's a bit more boring.
25 years after its first run, the play's guiding theme endures.
It's love, it's acceptance of the whole garden, the diversity of the garden, how 2 men love, how a man and a woman loves, how a woman and a woman love, how, you know, there's so much mystery to celebrate.
The 34-year-old Garfield was born in Los Angeles to an American father and a British mother. He was raised in the UK, where he acted in youth theater before moving to the bigger stages of London. Television soon followed, with critics taking notice of Garfield in Boy A, where he played a notorious killer trying to find new life after prison. The role earned Garfield the 2008 British Academy Television Award for Best Actor.
They said I could choose my own name.
Garfield broke into Hollywood in style, playing alongside Meryl Streep, Robert Redford, and Tom Cruise in Lions for Lambs. His breakout role in The Social Network, about the birth of Facebook, earned Garfield a Golden Globe nomination.
You did it. I knew you did it. You planted that story about the chicken. I didn't plant the story.
Then came The Amazing Spider-Man and a sequel, a pair of blockbusters that made Garfield a household name and face around the world.
Do you remember when your life changed? Was it Social Network or was it Spider-Man when you said, oh, this is an entirely different life I've stepped into?
It was Spider-Man. Like, with the Social Network, it was still people saying, really calmly, hey man, I love that movie. You were great. There wasn't that separation. The Spider-Man thing created this separation, which was alarming. And on a good day, if someone asks me for a picture, I'll offer them a hug. And it's amazing how little people want to hug me. They don't want a hug. They just want proof that we met.
Right. Put it on Instagram.
But then I'll force them to hug me, and they'll be like sweating and shaking.
Do they get the picture and the hug, or just the hug? How does it work?
They just get the hug. The hug's enough. Like, I'm a good hugger, and like I have a lot of love to give.
But Garfield still wrestles with that fame.
You've said you're not comfortable with the word celebrity. How do you reconcile the fact that you're famous, everybody knows your face and your name?
I think celebrity has become a dirty word. I can very easily say that's nothing to do with me. This isn't good for anybody. No one's getting served. You're going to be the richest man in the graveyard or woman in the graveyard, and you're not going to live your life because you're wasting it looking up to people that don't deserve being looked up to. So I have a pretty strong opinion about that breed of celebrity. You know, I made some Spider-Man films, and
I heard, yes.
and now there are people who have never been to the theater who are coming to see a 7.5-hour play as their first play, possibly because they saw me in a Spider-Man film. I mean, that makes me so happy.
One place Garfield always can turn for grounding is his family.
What do your parents think as they watch all this? Your father, can he believe what his son has become?
I don't think so. It's the same way that we feel within our play. We can't feel the success. We can't acknowledge it. We don't know how to. I think it's the same thing within my family, and it doesn't add up. Like, we can't, thank God. Because otherwise they'd start acting weird towards me, I guess. Right. Like, they'd ask me for selfies.
And you'd give them a hug.
And I'd give them a hug and they'd reject it, which they do anyway. It's all about the work. It's all about, you know, squeezing every last ounce of juice out of this life. And, yeah, we'll celebrate some things, but we'll very, very quickly move on to what's next.
Angels in America is on Broadway now. Its run has been extended through July 15th. And Andrew's latest movie is called Under the Silver Lake. He describes it as a combination of Stand By Me, Goonies, and a David Lynch film, if you can imagine that. That comes out in December. And our thanks to the legendary Danielle Restaurant for hosting me and Andrew. To hear more of our interview with Andrew, check out our web extras at today.com/Sunday. And don't forget to subscribe to the Sunday Sitdown podcast to hear the entire unedited interview with Andrew Garfield. It is a good one. You can find it on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts, along with the library of our sit-downs.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.